Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee, where today we're going to be talking about Reylo in The Rise of Skywalker, today here on Star Wars Coffee. Alright, thank you to all of the returning subscribers, but if you're new to this channel and you're finding me for the first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this video and any other videos you watch, and be sure to hit that notification bell, not once, but twice, so that you're always notified the second a new video goes live. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into Reylo in The Rise of Skywalker. So a little backstory. We have The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi to take a look at right now, where we see a bunch of Reylo, let's call them clues or puzzle pieces to this overarching narrative of this subset of fans who are Reylo shippers, where they want Kylo and Rey to get together. And you see this more in the novelization of The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi than you do actual clues in the movie. So if you've read both of those books, you probably know what I'm talking about. Or if you've watched videos on YouTube, you've probably seen some on this channel where we had Rian Johnson talk about it. We've had Adam Driver talk about it on the channel. But what we really see is all of these little clues that can suggest that Rey and Kylo Ren are clearly connected in some way through the Force and at this point through chemistry of each of their characters. So we have that to go with from the past two movies, and we can't say clear-cut one way or another that this is proof of Reylo from the past two movies. That's why we call them puzzle pieces, because they don't exactly fit to form an overarching picture yet. Because we had J.J. Abrams do The Force Awakens, and then we had him hand over the reins to Rian Johnson for The Last Jedi, and it was supposed to be Colin Trevorrow for 9, but now it's back to J.J., so now we have this whole middle piece being The Last Jedi, in this case, the middle piece of the puzzle, where we got thrown out of the story that I'm sure J.J. would have moved in a different direction than what Ryan did. So now J.J.'s got to go back and finish the pieces. And since he started the MacGuffins, he gets to finish the MacGuffins. And if he chooses to give us Reylo, he can do that. And we have the Supreme Leaker himself, Mr. Jason Ward, over at MakingStarWars.net, giving us some information here about possible Reylo in The Rise of Skywalker. And I want to address a comment that I didn't respond to, but I did see. So if this was you, you can comment below and let me know it was you. Where they said if this is all true, and why wouldn't Disney take down Jason Ward? And the simple reason is because unless Disney buys the internet, and which obviously is impossible, then they can't shut it down, because at this point social media is its own beast. The internet is its own beast. You can take down MakingStarWars.net, you could take down all of Jason's info, but he would still find a way to get the information out there. So there's just no way Disney can do anything about it, and that is why. So here, let's go Jason, where he went on Twitter and telling us some information about Reylo, answering some questions. So let's start with this Twitter thread that came yesterday, so on October 11th. So for those of you who are watching in the future, this happened on October 11th, 2019. Jason said, "I totally get why people want their jam in The Rise of Skywalker to come true. And honestly, from my perspective, it looks like the angry groups are getting their way, which is what ultra, in all caps, confuses my brain." The response to this was, "What is it exactly the angry groups want again?" To which Jason responds, and here's the telling one. "The ships that are not spaceships," we're going to pause there, because at first that can be kind of confusing, ships that aren't spaceships. Like, was he talking about speeders or something? No, he's talking about relationships. That's why we say ships. So he's talking about Rey and Kylo, and back to the quote, "to really play out in a solid way. And I think the ending of the film is totally that to the max. And then the other group that just wants the last name crap, they get it too, so it kind of like works out for everyone." And obviously this goes to one of my videos I've done on the Jedi Paxis MakingStarWars.net leaks. I will have a link to that playlist at the end of this video if you want to go check out. We've got overall plot, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and I even put them all in one convenient video, so that way you can just go through the whole thing without having to jump back and forth. And quick spoiler warning, because I want to explain the last part of what he's talking about. So here's a spoiler warning for The Rise of Skywalker if you don't want anything to know about The Rise of Skywalker. So that was your spoiler warning. Here we go. So we have the group that just wants the last name crap. What that means is for Rey to be a Skywalker. he's specifically referring to the Rey being a Skywalker, because that is part of one of the ships, I guess, is between Luke and Rey and the father-daughter relationship between them. And then we also have the Kylo Ren and Rey subset of fans for the Reylo ship. So he says, the other group that just wants the last name crap, that is because at the very end, in the gang is on Tatooine, and someone asks Rey her last name, to which she responds Rey Skywalker. So we get the Rey Skywalker not through blood, but by her deciding that she's a Skywalker. So that's what he means, so when it kind of works out for everyone. So that's the same way they can have the fan service to those who wanted Reylo with Kylo Ren and Rey, without it being some type of perverse relationship. And then this way we also get the satisfaction of those who wanted Rey to be a Skywalker, also for the general audience fans who are assuming she's probably a Skywalker already. Okay, so that's that explanation. And so here's where we get the confirmation if you're thinking maybe he's not talking about Reylo. Well, somebody responded to him and said, Jason, are you referring to the Reylos and the Rey Skies, being Rey Skywalker? And he says, I think so, yeah, everyone wins. Alright, so that is big news coming from Jason Ward over at MSW. All of his leaks have been corroborated with Jedi Paxis. All of Jedi Paxis leaks seem to go hand in hand with what Jason Ward is saying. So we have a lot of good foundation for these leaks to be credible. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Were you on Team Reylo from the beginning? Have you moved? Have you not? Where are you on the Rey Skywalker issue? Let's have a discussion about that in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. God bless, and may the Force be with you.